Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new on my channel, my name is Stella. I'm an education, lifestyle and mom YouTuber based in the United States. I am an international student in the United States of America. I hope you guys are doing good. Thank you so much for the engagement in all my videos and on my channel in general. If you're watching me and you're yet to subscribe to my channel, please do me a favor by clicking the subscribe button. It is the red button which is down there below. And if you want to get notified whenever a new video pops up on my channel, you can click the bell which is right next to the subscribe button, and so whenever I upload a new video, you definitely get notified. So in today's video, I want to make a series about study abroad based on my experience coming to the United States. So I want to break it into a couple of videos talking about all the stages and all the steps that I went through until I got to this country. So I want to start with how you can actually make the choice of a country or countries that you will send in your applications for you to go study. So I have a couple of things I have listed down which we'll be discussing in this video. So if you're interested in a content like this, then you're definitely in the right video, and stay tuned. So the first thing that I have on my list is the program you want to study. There are some countries that are well known for particular programs or particular fields. What that means is that that field sells more in those countries. That is not to say that other countries are not doing well in that field, but there are countries that a particular field sells more. So you want to consider the program that you're going in for, and that can help you determine the country that you want to go to. Like some people who say that the ICT or IT tech sells more in countries like China, like Hong Kong, and a country like Singapore. That is not to say that tech doesn't sell well in the US, it doesn't sell well in Canada, or it doesn't sell well in the UK or something like that. But and then also, because you want to study, there are some schools that are well known for particular programs. Like they do so well in those programs, and they have a lot of funding and stuff like that. So that could help you determine the country that you want to go to. Then another thing again to consider is weather. Now, if you're very particular about the weather of the country that you want to go to, then you really have to put that into consideration, because some countries are colder than others. I remember when I brought up the idea of going to New Zealand, I know how that was debunked by my husband, because he wasn't sure that he wanted us to go there, because he felt New Zealand can get really, really cold. So for him, that was a thing. And so, which is a very good thing. If you're very particular about weather, then you really need to put that into consideration. That's not to say that people are not surviving in New Zealand. People are living in New Zealand and they are doing very, very well. So if weather is a thing for you, then definitely you have to consider weather. Another thing to consider is culture. Yeah, you have to understand the culture of different countries before you begin to, culture should be a thing for you, because culture has to do with the way people live their lives, and it's definitely going to be different from what you are used to, especially if you're coming from Nigeria. I remember when I was going to study in India, my godmother of blessed memory, God bless her soul, told me, oh, she would not have advised me to go to India, just because she felt that there was a lot of cultural difference between Nigeria and India. But that wasn't a thing for me, and so I didn't put that into consideration, although I faced the culture shock, which I did, but eventually I blended in. So you need to understand the cultural difference between where you're coming from and these different countries that you're interested in, and try to see, okay, is this something that I can cope with, or is this something that I'm not going to cope with? So if it's something you feel like you're not sure you can cope with, carry your load and face another country. Another thing, very important thing to consider, is immigration. Yeah, if you're interested in settling in a country, because when you're going to a country, you are going there as a student, because you are going there to study, so you're a non-immigrant. If you're interested in becoming a permanent resident in any country that you study, and then definitely you have to think about the countries that you're going to, because some countries, the process for permanent residency is easier than others. So just for an example, Canada, for example, the process for permanent residency seems to be a lot easier when compared to the United States. I'm not an immigration officer, I'm not an immigration consultant, I'm not an immigration expert. So I'm just saying from my own personal experience and from what people have told me. So if immigration is a thing for you, then definitely you have to think about, okay, where I'm going to, what's the immigration process like? Is it something that I think that I can survive, or I can actually get through it when the time comes? So you should definitely think about that. Then something related to immigration is visa processing. You need to think about the visa processing for student visa to these countries. Some countries student visa are more complicated than others, so you need to put that into consideration. If you want to do sharp, then you should think about countries that the student visa doesn't take you so much to be able to get. But of course, most countries want you to come and study in their country, so student visa is not like it's so difficult. But then some others are easier than others. Yeah, like the process is easier than others. So I'm going to make a video about my visa experience coming to the US, which is a very special story. You need to put that into consideration. Then I think the fifth thing to consider is the cost and standard of living in this country. Yeah, you need to put that into consideration, because I mean, money is very important. So you need to think about, okay, what's the cost of living in these countries? Is this something that I can deal with? How do I survive as a student? Even if you're a student worker, or you get to be paid stipend, maybe on scholarship or something like that, how am I going to survive in this country? So you need to think about the standard, the cost of living, and of course the standard of living. The standard of living, is it the kind of life you want to go and live, or where I'm coming from, is it even far better than that place? So you need to like consider that. Then final thing on my list is, some people are very particular about having a family or a relation in any country they go to. If that's a thing for you, then definitely you need to think about that. Think about countries where you have family or relations or very close friends. Now, the advantage that has is that it gives you a soft landing. Like, you already have somebody over there who is going to come pick you up from the airport, who's going to accommodate you for even a couple of months till you're able to settle in and get your own apartment. You know, just having that family, that community helps a lot. But that's not, for me, a very strong criteria, because you can actually be the first family member in a place so that others can have a soft landing when you come. People survive in places where they don't know anybody, because at the end of the day, you don't really have to have a family or a relation to be able to settle in. You're going to meet people who are ready to actually be of help as much as they can. Yeah, you're not going to be a burden to people, but just they're going to like give you a helping hand, answer your questions, and help you to navigate around before you settle in. But of course, if it's a thing for you to have a family, a relation, or a close friend, then you definitely have to consider that in making a choice of country for you to study abroad. So yeah, I've exhausted my list. I hope this video made sense. I hope this video helps you to be able to make your decision on the country or countries that you want to submit your study abroad applications to. So till I come your way next time, I remain your girl, Stella. I'll see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye, and give my video a thumbs up.